Hey, Steve Magnante here at High Octane Classics in Auburn, Massachusetts with a very special Challenger. And yes, this is what it looks like, a Challenger TA, one of only 2,399 built in 1970. And of course, you know all about these cars, 346 pack, fiberglass hood, chin spoilers, all that stuff present and accounted for. But keep this in mind, when this car was new, the A53 Trans Am package cost $866, which was 90 bucks more than the 426 Street Hemi would have cost in a Challenger RT. So a very special package. So again, it's all about that six pack, and let's take a peek and see if it's there. And yes, there it is. Now this is not a numbers matching car, but that said, this is a 340, and it does have the 3 Holley 2-barrel carburetors, the aluminum Edelbrock intake manifold, and even the presentation of the heater hose, the bypass between the intake and the water pump, painted orange. Yep, that's how they were done at the factory. This does have power steering and power front disc brakes, which again were Trans Am Challenger stuff, standard equipment. There's the booster up on the firewall, and the fender tag does confirm that this is an actual TA. Keep in mind the VIN on the dash will have a J in the 5th spot, but you also want to look for code A53, which is right there. That there is the Challenger Trans Am, and the fender tag says Trans Am as well, which does two things. It alerts the guys on the assembly line that it's a special car and they have to add certain things, and also the front fenders are rolled a little bit, the lip. Now this does have the 15x7 rally wheels front and rear, and of course we all know the Challenger TA and AAR CUDA had different front and rear tires. A little bit in the front and bigger in the back. Well, these are radial TAs, they're BF Goodrich, and these are sized, staggered. The front tires are slightly smaller than the rear, so it has the same idea, but instead of being bias plies, these are better riding radials. That said, we move forward or rearward, there's that J once again, JH23J, OB, Hamtramck, Michigan. That J is the magic 346 barrel treatment. And again, TA side graphics right here. TA, of course, stands for Trans Am, the SCCA's Road Race Series, and specific only to the TAs and AAR CUDAs are the side pipes. Right there. These are not for looks. The mufflers actually dead end at the back and then come back and feed right here. So these were very cool cars, and again, only 2,399 were made. Not a clone. This is a real one. Best of all, inside, it's a 4-speed. Let's open that door. And there's that Hurst pistol grip 4-speed for its first time in 1970. 67, 8, 9, therefore, they were just basically a standard ball shift knob, but 1970 through 74, the pistol grip was where it was at, and how cool is that look? Now, this is not a console car, which is okay by me. It's a standard, floor shift, no console, all business. Bucket seat, standard equipment up front, 120 mile an hour speedometer. Again, it's not an RT. The Challenger TA was based on a standard Challenger, and again, it was all about the A53 in the VIN and the J, of course. Moving rearward, here are those BF Goodrich radial TAs. Again, these are slightly larger than the fronts, so it has that staggered look, but again, with radial tire enjoyment. And at the back, this has 11-inch drum brakes, which are correct to the Trans Am Challenger and the AAR CUDA. Standard CUDAs would have had, or Challengers would have had a 10-inch drum in the back. These are the 11 inches with discs up front, which is specific and common, or common only to the Challenger TA. Another Challenger TA item is this trunk spoiler right here, which is made of fiberglass, and it is correct to the car. And the reflective Challenger TA logo here, decal, all of that very correctly presented. Okay, let's have a look inside the trunk and see what's going on there. Okay, yeah, all correctly painted, body color inside. This car has been restored and nicely. Under the trunk mat, we see the trunk floor. Now, this discoloration here is not a hole or anything like that. It's just discoloration, which is, classic stuff with these non-breathable trunk mats. I always say that if you have a car with one of these things, GM, Ford, Mopar, they all have it. Take it out every once in a while, let the trunk breathe. But with that said, these aren't holes, just discoloration, nothing to be concerned about. And at the rear of the car, we see the rear valance does not have the holes that might have been seen with a Challenger RT. Keep in mind, with those side pipes, these Challengers came with a solid valance at the rear, and again, that's a correct detail. So that's the story of this 70 Challenger TA, not a clone, it's real. And keep in mind that High Octane Classics does have a variety of financing options, including as little as 10% down. They'll also deliver a car to your door if you'd like, and they will take in trades, late model trades, dealer drivers. They'll consider pretty much anything. So that's the story on this one here. To see more about it and other cars in the High Octane Classics inventory, go to the High Octane Classics website.